Hi guys, it's me, Rusty78609. It is beer 30 and I'm having my afternoon session with my Google device, and I thought I'd let y'all join me if you choose to, and we'll see where this goes. This is Saturday afternoon at 5:50 p.m. and if somebody asked a question about why I drank my beer out of this, in Texas it gets hot. So this beer holder is stainless steel. It's a thermos stainless steel beer holder, and that's a Miller Lite, a good, big old good one. But anyway, today I thought I'd ask Mr. Google about some things related to RVing, and we'll see where it goes. First, hey Google, tell me a joke.
Okay, here you go. What do lawyers do to socialize? They join the bar.
It's weak, isn't it? Very weak. Hey Google, how many RVs are there in the United States?
8.9 million. On the website rvia.org, they say. Approximately 8.9 million households own an RV.
Hey Google, what is boondocking?
On the website freecampsites.net, they say, boondocking is essentially camping without hookups. You may also hear it referred to as dry camping. Often, dry camping means staying in a campground without hookups, whereas boondocking typically means staying in a completely undeveloped area.
Hey Google, what is a travel trailer?
On the website rvnetlinks.com, they say, the travel trailer is a non-motorized RV designed to be towed by a pickup truck, SUV, or, for smaller units, even a car.
Hey Google, how many state parks are there in New Mexico?
I found a few places. The first one is New Mexico State Park at 1220 South Street, Francis Doctor in Santa Fe. The second one is Rockhound State Park at 9880 Stirrup Road, southeast in Deming. The third one is Santa Rosa Lake State Park at NM91 in Santa Rosa.
Hey Google, which state has the most state parks?
Here's a summary from the website rff.org. Alaska has the most park acreage with 3.4 million acres. California and New York have the second and third most acreage at 1.6 million and 1.4 million acres, respectively. Point 1. These three states account for 45% of all U.S. state park acreage.
Hey Google, which national park is the busiest?
Popular on the web: Grand Canyon National Park, Olympic National Park, Acadia National Park, and others.
How many visitors are there to Smoky Mountains National Park? I forgot to say hey Google. Hey Google, how many visitors does Smoky Mountain National Park get per year?
On the website visitmysmokies.com, they say, in 2016, over 11 million people visited the national park, totaling 11,312,785, which was a 5% increase over 2015.
So 11 million people visited Smoky Mountains. Now we'll see about Grand Canyon. Hey Google, how many people visit Grand Canyon National Park each year?
5 million people. On the website nps.gov, they say, nearly 5 million people see Grand Canyon each year.
So you see, Smoky Mountains National Park is twice the visitation of Grand Canyon. Hey Google, how many visitors per year visit Yosemite National Park?
I'm not sure, but I can tell you the answer to a similar question. How many tourists visit Yosemite National Park each year? Would that help?
Yes.
On the website cbslocal.com, they say, Park officials have long wrestled with preserving the river while maintaining public access to Yosemite Valley, which receives the bulk of the park's 4 million visitors each year. The third most visited national park, Yosemite boasts 1,200 square miles of wilderness.
Hey Google, how many tourists visit Yellowstone National Park each year?
Here's a summary from the website Reuters.com. More than 3.8 million people have visited Yellowstone through the end of September.
Hey Google, what are the busiest months for national and state parks?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that, but my team's helping me learn.
That's all right. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. What else? Hey Google, how far is it to El Paso?
You are 541 miles away from El Paso by car.
You realize to get out of Texas, I got to go 500. It's 25 miles further from El Paso, 560 miles from my house to the Texas border going west. Amazing, isn't it? Let's see. Hey Google, what's the tallest mountain in the United States?
North Franklin Mountain. According to Wikipedia, North Franklin Mountain is a mountain in the Franklin Mountains of El Paso, Texas, located in the southwestern United States. North Franklin, at 7,192 feet, is the highest point in El Paso and the 27th highest mountain in the state of Texas.
See, this thing, it follows context. So you got to, when you change gears, you got to let Mr. Google know. Hey Google, what is the tallest mountain in the United States of America?
Highest mountains in United States of America include Denali at 20,310 feet, Mount St. Elias at 18,009 feet, and Mount Foraker at 17,402 feet.
Hey Google, what's the tallest mountain in Colorado?
Highest mountains in Colorado include Mount Elbert at 14,439 feet, Mount Massive at 14,429 feet, and Mount Harvard at 14,423 feet.
Hey Google, how tall is Pikes Peak?
Pikes Peak is 14,114 feet tall.
Hey Google, how many 14,000 feet and above mountains are there in Colorado?
14er mountains frequently mentioned on the web include Longs Peak, Mount Elbert, Mount Evans, and others.
Hey Google, what is the average temperature in Kingsland, Texas in October?
My apologies. I don't understand.
Hey Google, what is the average monthly temperature in Kingsland, Texas?
Sorry, I don't understand.
I gotta get it right. You know, it not only am I training it, it's training me to be perfect with the question. You know, you can't, and that's the way that's where we're headed. I mean, we're actually we're training each other. We're training the artificial intelligence because that is learning from us, and we're also learning to be to ask in a certain way. In other words, you can't be too general. You have to be fairly specific and exact, or else goes over AI's head, so to speak. And so that's where I see it headed, and I see what could happen in a self-driving car is you give the wrong information, or you ask the wrong question of the vehicle, and it responds according to what you said exactly, even though then you run into a brick wall, or otherwise, you know what I mean. But you follow what I'm saying? Is we're this whole thing, we're being trained. Let's face it. You go to any well, you can go to drive up food places. I don't know, and you touch the screen and it asks you if you want to order this, that, or that, and there's not a human involved. And you get good at responding to the AI, artificial intelligence, way of receiving data. I mean, you actually become part computer yourself. I mean, because you want the answer to be correct. And you know, on your phone, your cell phone's the same thing. Whenever you're using Google, you know, asking for directions or whatever, or what, you know, how far is it, or where's the nearest pizza place, or what's the cheapest gas, or, you know, all those kind of things that you do. And we have actually learned to be specific, and we're being groomed, we're being trained. And if you're not good at it, there's a number of systems you may not be able to communicate with at all. I mean, you can call some corporations on the phone now, and they'll just respond to voice only. In other words, you can't cheat by touching the keypad on your phone. I mean, they want to hear you say whatever it is, and it's either option or 1 or through option 6. And if none of those are what you want, then sorry, you're left out in the cold. So you got to kind of pick one. And it used to be you could cheat by punching the 0, the operator button, and they would give you customer service immediately. No, they figured that out. That ain't happening. Now, a few systems still do that. A few systems, you can, you know, whenever they ask you, you know, if you want this, that, or whatever, and they start going down the list, and you get tired of hearing it, and you punch 0, a few of them will let you go right through to customer service. Now, those are the good corporations, okay? Those are the ones that would like to have your business. The other ones really have more business than they can handle, and they just soon you went somewhere else, okay? And, you know, for example, I had an issue with YouTube today. No videos would upload. It says, I don't know, you've exceeded your limit, whatever that was. You know, try in a few minutes. Or it didn't say try in a few minutes, it just said try later. Try again later. But it could be they were doing a system upgrade or something like that. You never know. But you can call Google, but you can't talk to a human being at YouTube that I'm aware of. Everything has to be done by email. And I understand that because they've only got 700 employees. But that's just one example. Now, as this moves forward for the next year, 2 or 3, this device that I have in my home, this Google Home device, other people have the Amazon Echo, you're going to see, you're not going to realize it, the owners of the Echo and like me, the Google Home, but you'll change the way you communicate with the device. You will. You'll get better at being specific because you know what they're limited to now. But as they get better, then that will change, and at some point they're going to get so good that they're going to ask you questions. Okay, and what I mean by that is you have a pattern. We are all creatures of habits, so we will develop habits of ordering certain products at certain times over the device, and those habits will be stored. And at some point, now for elderly people, it's kind of a blessing. Me. Why? Because at some point, these devices will say, hey Rusty, don't you need oatmeal or something? And I'll say, yeah, I just forgot to put it on the list. But that's where it's all headed, because it will get your rhythm down. I mean, it will get your daily routine down. And we are creatures of habit. We are extremely predictable. And that predictability is used against us most of the time by advertisers and marketers because they know that to exist you do things in a pattern. I mean, it's a very routine way, and computers love that. They love that because they can store that data, and if they say, well, at this point this happened, and it happened every year, or it happened every month, or it happened every week, and then they'll begin to say, don't you need to do this, or do you want me to reorder whatever? And at first it's probably going to be 50-50. You're going to say, well, no, don't do that. But in a few years or less, what's going to happen is they're going to be so damn good, they're going to be hitting about 90% of the time or more. All right, and that's where I see all this leading. And as far as the smart cars and the self-driving trucks and visiting your doctor online, I can already do that with Scott and White. You can actually do a doctor's appointment, what they call an e-appointment, electronic appointment, where you key in your symptoms, and the doctor or the system renders a diagnosis, kind of a general thing, and makes you an appointment with a doctor. But that'll move to the next step in the next few years. You'll do pretty much everything electronically. But having said that, I don't even know if I'm going to post this video. But it was just fun. And this is a fun afternoon for me because it's, I don't know, I just feel good about things. I think, even though there's a few kinks in the chain, by and large, things are going okay, I believe, and I hope they continue that way, and I hope they go that way for you too. But having said all of that, which meant nothing, this was my afternoon visit with Google, and will I continue to do these? Probably not. Why? I mean, if I feel like it, I might, because, it is interesting but to ask this thing questions and get answers. I mean, it's amazing. Of course, this device has access to all the data on the internet, or all the info on the internet, and it's just such an extension of your mind that hey Google, how much alcohol is in beer?
On the website livescience.com, they say there are some so-called beer labels that claim much higher alcohol content than the average 4% to 6%. One example is Samuel Adams Utopias, which sells for about $100 for a 24-ounce bottle and boasts an ABV as high as 27%.
Hey Google, is red wine good for you?
Here's a summary from the website mayoclinic.org. Red wine and something in red wine called resveratrol might be heart healthy. Red wine, in moderation, has long been thought of as heart healthy. The alcohol in certain substances in red wine called antioxidants may help prevent coronary artery disease, the condition that leads to heart attacks.
One thing I like about that device, again, as opposed to the Echo, is it gives a more extended answer, and I find that very useful so far. How much of that information is correct, I don't know. This thing's kind of run on, but I just thought I'd do this video because I didn't have anything to do, and besides that, I want to see if it'll upload, because I've been having some issues. Never mind. You know the problem, okay? It's just life. That's the price of being in business, guys. Everybody knows that. Nothing runs smoothly all the time, I don't think. But anyway, having said that, from Central Texas at 6:09 p.m., thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy USA made when you can. Drink plenty of water or whatever. 3 or 4 quarts a day is good for you. Plenty of water is good for you. You know the reasons. Stretch, walk, take deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Why? It relieves stress. Relieving stress lowers your blood pressure, and that will help you live a little longer. But anyway, guys, enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy mine, what's left. I mean, I'll be in bed shortly after dark. So enjoy your life, guys. Take it one day at a time. Adios. Bye-bye.